Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Shutting down trans discussion only encourages the Zealots. April 23, 2022, 5.00 Save login, register or subscribe to save articles for later. Share normal text size, larger text size, very large text size 23. View all comments. It takes a brave person to go public with a controversial view. When expressing the view attracts a strong ad hominem response, such as an accusation of transphobia, it takes someone who's crazy brave. The chances that the only person who will speak up is a zealot are significantly increased. The Liberal candidate for Warringah, Catherine Davies, has the kind of kamikaze streak it takes to speak out on the complicated and highly emotional issues that arise when the rights of biological women and trans women come into conflict. Unfortunately, she has shown a repellent willingness to wound people in the process. It is not necessary to attack gender transitioners in order to defend biological sex. But because so many people are too afraid of being attacked by trans activists to speak up at all, she is the one who is putting the case for the women who believe their biological realities are not being respected. Catherine Davies, the Liberal Party's candidate for Warringah. Independent candidate for North Sydney, Kelly Tink, believes the coalition is using Catherine Davies to dog whistle to the suburban electorates. If that's the case, the Labor leader must be as well. The Prime Minister has refused to withdraw his support for Dav's candidacy, despite the public urging of his party's moderate faction. Opposition leader Anthony Albanese addressed the question of whether transgender people should have an automatic right to compete in single-sex sports by saying that girls should be able to play sport against girls and boys should be able to play sport against boys. If they are dog whistling, who is the dog? Surely, it couldn't be those women who want to know that they can finally speak about subjects which affect them in the most intimate ways without being called transphobes. Tink is wrong that the topic is only resonating in the suburbs code for voters out beyond the red rooster line. An example of how this issue is resonating in the tertiary educated classes can be found in the comments on articles in the Herald and the Age, a demographic typically well within the barrister burbs contested by the independents. Readers display a keen interest in having a conversation about how to support the rights of trans women without disregarding the rights of biological women. An article by trans advocate Dale Sheridan received both agreement as well as plentiful respectful disagreement. Many commenters took issue with the notion that the conversation that needs to be had is anti-trans. Commenter Herodotus, for instance, assured Sheridan that nobody is thinking of her as a dangerous and disgusting trans woman, explaining that we are transparently speaking our truth about bodily differences, not mindlessly using sport as a cover to be vile. SF added that it is not bigotry to support women in sport, nor are people attacking trans people by wanting fairness in sport, while Kmiley 22 noted that anti-discrimination laws rightly prohibit discrimination against trans people, but said that many concerns are about broad-reaching implications that affect a large sector of the community, especially women, who are already disadvantaged. These discussions show that the conversation can be had with kindness if we acknowledge that people's needs and desires have the potential to be in conflict. Pretending that potential does not exist, or giving one side a trump card to shut down discussion, makes a nasty fight out of what should be a sensitive conversation in which both feelings and facts are acknowledged. To be clear, both the feelings of trans women and biological women are valid. And both the physical facts of trans women and biological women are relevant. The fact for many biological women is that trans women are typically bigger and stronger, though also typically less strong than men. Some sporting clubs, especially social ones, prioritize inclusion and are happy to welcome trans women onto their teams. But it is reality-phobic to pretend the difference between trans and biological women doesn't matter in elite sport. Australian swimmer Emma McKeon argues it is just not fair for trans women to be competing against biological women because of the physical disadvantage the biological woman would be at. While the issue remains theoretical for McKeon, biological women in the US are now competing against trans women in college swimming. The high-profile example of trans woman Leah Thomas, who won a race against a biological female with an Olympic silver medal by over a minute and a half, though she's not the fastest woman to have swum in that pool, demonstrates the potential disadvantage to biological